Hey, what's up, guys? It's Shep. I wanted to hop on here and share one of the nicer looking setups that I'm eyeing up for stock long trade for the next couple days. Looks to be shaping up nicely. Rocket Labs and RDW here, this Redwire Corporation, is the stocks that we're going to look at. And really nice looking technical setups. We've got on the left the weekly, in the middle the daily, on the right the 65-minute. Main focus is going to be the weekly and the daily here though. So on the weekly, what do we see? We've got really strong weekly ADX. So the weekly ADX here is this black line. We see it was going up on this big breakout move. We had weekly 10-week pocket pivots, above average volume buying, huge volume breakout. Now we've pulled back on generally low ADX. This last week had the quad witching, so the quarterly options expiry happened here at the end of this week, so that volume is impacted by that. So, but mainly what I see is big breakout, controlled selling volume on the pullback, with the exception of the SpaceX bar here, which had this huge volume, and then of course options expiry, the quad witching right here. Now basically what I look for is good relative strength. So we're in a relative strength uptrend on the weekly over here. We see we've closed below the 10-week relative strength moving average, but we're above the 20-week, and we see we've kind of gone into a bit of consolidation or underperformance period here relative to the market with the daily RS line. But we got strong ADX on the weekly. On balance volume is still staying dark blue, so that's on this sign, that's a sign of strong accumulation. So what I like about it on the daily is we pulled back down, and we pulled back into the daily, or sorry, the 50-day moving average and the 10-week moving average. So we pulled back into those levels, and what I like about what happened on Friday is we saw a presence of buyers. We get this bullish hammer candle down into the 50-day or the 10-week moving average. So we also look over on the right, we see this 65 period chart. This blue line is the 5-day moving average. This orange vertical line is showing the cutoff period for the data. So if we start rallying up here to start on Monday, that 5-day moving average is going to start to round up and go up. We'll be above a rising 5-day moving average. So it looks like the momentum on the lower time frame is starting to pick up. I'm going to be looking to get long this stock at the high of Thursdays. I guess not Friday. The week was short this week with Juneteenth in the States. So looking to buy above that high. An alternative entry would be this pivot high right here. And using the low of the hammer candle as my point of invalidation. So basically we've got the presence of buyers at a key level in this case, which is the previous resistance, which is potential to turn into support here, as well as the 10-week and 50-day moving average. So moving over to RDW, same kind of setup. Now it's still within this multi-year range. Compare that to Rocket Lab. It's, making higher highs and higher lows in a very defined uptrend. RDW still looks really nice. So what I see here is had a big breakout on massive volume. The last 2 weeks had pretty high selling volume, so that's not great. There was quite a bit of selling involved in these two bars. But that being said, no setup is perfect. So we've got the high ADX on the weekly, implies strong trend integrity, implies dips are to be bought if you see the presence of buyers. So in this case, we pulled back to the 10-week moving average. We pulled back into this previous area of resistance, has potential to become support. We also see the 50-day moving average right there. So what I like about what happened on Friday is similar to Rocket Lab, we got a bullish hammer candle down into this area of interest. So to me, this one doesn't look as bullish yet as Rocket Labs, because Rocket Labs has spent about 5 days consolidating at the lows, whereas this is just about 3 days. So we see the 5-day moving average is turning up on Rocket Lab compared to RDW. It's got a little bit, price would have to rally quite a bit. We'll be dropping off, we'll be down to this level here for data by the time at the end of the Monday session. So if this can rally up to here, we'll have a rising 5-day moving average by the end of the day on Monday. So that looks pretty good. Fundamentally, I guess before I get to fundamentals, the pullback on Redwire has not been as attractive as the Rocket Lab one. I'll show you why. There's a lot of selling going on in this pullback. We see above average selling bars on the volume profile. So there's been a lot more distribution on Redwire compared to Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs has a much nicer volume volume profile on the pullback, but both of which have declining ADXs on the daily as they pull back into this area. So that tells you that this down move lacks integrity. When the ADX goes down, tells you the direction of the move. In this case, the down move, it lacks integrity, which is nice because it lines up with our higher time frame still having integrity. We like the looks of this setup. This looks really good. Now, to top it all off, these two stocks have really nice fundamentals. Rocket Lab has consecutive quarters of earnings, very nice earnings growth, and several quarters of very nice sales growth. RDW has the same sort of thing going on, only a couple quarters of increased of earnings per share growth and sales growth, not as much going on as Rocket Lab. So these setups look very nice for the next week, assuming the market hangs in there and continues to rally. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about these space stocks, particularly Rocket Lab and Redwire. Make sure you drop your thoughts. Let me know your trade ideas. Be curious to hear them. And yeah, I'll hit you up with some more videos on amazing stock trade ideas. And if you like the video, like and subscribe and share. Have a good one, everybody.